Hey fellow Ioniq fans, we've got some spy photos of the upcoming Ioniq 7 midsize SUV. So if you want to check them out with me, stay tuned. So today we finally have our first look at some photos of the upcoming Ioniq 7 all-electric midsize SUV from Hyundai. Now, we've been anticipating this for a while now. The Kia EV9 has already been revealed. It's a really good-looking SUV. I'm a big fan of it. It's a very masculine look. But now we're finally getting a look at Hyundai's offering in the midsize segment. And it does stay fairly true to the concept that we saw in the last couple of years. And I gotta say, I was a big fan of the concept car. I really like the look of it. But let's not waste any time. Let's just dive right into these photos. So these photos come courtesy of a user named Singer on AutoSpy.net. And it looks like it's two different vehicles. You can tell by the license plate numbers, but they are photos from Korea. You can see one license plate is 9201 and the other one is 9202. They have completely different wheels, so they are definitely two cars. But you can kind of see a side profile image of the car, and it really does kind of retain that kind of swooping, trailing roofline that we saw in the concept car. It looks like it's going to have some kind of chunky haunches at the back of the car, which also stays true to the concept. Not sure what these wheels are. They're really cool looking. They kind of look like chain links. But at the very least, you can see power folding side view mirrors, it looks like. In the concept, it looks like it has matching colored wheel arches. But here in the what I would presume is close to production car, you can see it has blacked out wheel arches, which is probably more realistic to what the car will actually ship with versus the color matching ones. Even in the Kia EV9, we see the darker wheel arches. But other than that, there's not a whole lot you can get from this side profile image. I think this image here kind of gives us more of the stuff that we're really interested in. And for me, at least, that's kind of what the lighting is going to look like. So if you remember from the concept, you have these cool pixelated vertical LED lights at the corners of the front of the car. And then just like the upcoming Hyundai Kona EV, the new 2024 model, you have that really narrow strip of pixelated lights going across the entire front end of the car. And based on this photo, you see there's a very narrow slit in that camouflage. So that kind of gives me the impression that they are going to go with that really wide, narrow light bar across the front. And then below that, you can see a vertical stack of pixel-shaped LED lights. So it looks like it's staying fairly true to the concept. You can see some ultrasonic front parking sensors. There's a big opening in the dead center, which is probably going to be for radar sensors. And if the Ioniq 7 is anything like the Kia EV9, this could have level 3 autonomy at some point in the future. The EV9 isn't going to ship with that capability, but it does have all the sensors necessary to support it. So maybe Hyundai is going to take a similar approach with the Ioniq 7. At the very least, on the windshield, you can see a very similar looking shroud to the Ioniq 5. You can see there is at least a camera mounted up high. The roof appears to have side-mounted rails flush with the body. Now, looking at the back end of the car, in the concept, there was a very long, wide stoplight going across the entire body, as well as another pixelated light bar going around the entire circumference of the trunk. So I'm not really getting that from this single image here. You can see there's a small opening in the camouflage. There's also a big flap that looks like it opens for the charge port, which is in the similar placement as every other Hyundai Kia EV. So I'm not really sure what's going on in the back here. It's really hard to tell. There's like some very big looking like blocky things sticking under the camouflage, even on the back of the car. Maybe those are there just to distract people so that they can't actually see the correct shape, since this doesn't have any of those crazy patterned camouflage like we see on some other cars here in the US. But yeah, some ultrasonic sensors in the back, but pretty much every car has those these days, except for Tesla. It looks like the backup camera is mounted pretty high up, like right under the window. From this close-up of the tire, we can see it looks like it's riding on 255/60 R19s. I don't think these are probably production wheels. They look kind of small for the car. I also feel like I've seen this design a bunch with Hyundai cars, so these might just be off any other Hyundai. So now this is an interesting photo. The close-up of the side view mirror. You can see there is a camera in the mirror itself. There's also another camera down below in the stalk to the side view mirror. And it looks like it's always looking down the side of the car. So this definitely leads me to believe that this is going to have the same level 3 autonomous driving capabilities as the EV9 at some point in the future. It looks like they're putting in all the necessary hardware. I don't think there would be two cameras at that same point if they weren't planning on doing that. Now the concept car, oddly enough, didn't even have side view mirrors. I think they had a little wishful thinking there. The US is probably years and years away from allowing us to use cameras or no side view mirrors at this point in time. But another interesting takeaway from just looking at the side view mirror, there's no lighting in it. It looks like there's one single little pixel at the very outside of the mirror. Kind of strange, because even on the Ioniq 5, you usually see a thin light bar across the entire width of the mirror. So I'm honestly kind of surprised to not see the pixelated theme extended out to the mirrors. And then looking a little deeper in this photo, you can see the entire inside of the car is camouflaged. So unfortunately, we don't get to see anything of the interior in these photos. But anyway, guys, I'll post a link to the description of this video where you can look at these photos a little more up close. Let me know what you guys think. I'm very excited about the Ioniq 7, but I'm also very excited about the Kia EV9. I really like the way the EV9 looks. That car is going to sell really well, and I can only imagine the crazy markups that the dealers are going to be putting on them because they're probably going to be available in short supply. And I'm sure the same thing will happen with the Ioniq 7. So until we get more volume production of these cars, it's probably going to be tough, just like it was for the Ioniq 5 in the first year. It's just the nature of the industry right now. But I think it looks promising. I really like the concept. I'm really excited to see what this looks like when it gets fully revealed. Could it be revealed this year? I hope so. Worst case, I think at the latest, it'll probably be revealed in the first half of 2024 if things really get delayed. But anyway, hope you guys liked today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.